begin tonight with a breaking news alert.
Breaking news at this hour. Just before we got on air, 44 News learned a man has been saved from a grain bin. Now, first responders have been on scene for several hours now, and this all was happening along Kentucky Highway 268 in Smith Mills.
44 News reporter Aaliyah Malero is live at the scene with a look at the rescue efforts. Aaliyah.
That's right, guys. I mean, the scene looks a lot different than literally 30 minutes ago. I mean, we were surrounded by lights at the top of the 9 o'clock show, but right now, as you can see, crews have pretty much cleared out this area. Now, this rescue took about 3 hours. That call came in at 5:45 p.m., but we spoke to the Cordon Fire Chief, who tells us that call came in about 2 or 3 hours after the farmer's co-workers had discovered that they hadn't heard from him. So it was very possible he was in there for over 3 hours without any contact with anyone. Now, what makes this such a dangerous situation is those grain bins, once that grain is in there, it acts like quicksand. So the more you try to move, the deeper you go in. And, you know, that could have potentially ended really bad. It could have ended in death. But thankfully, that man was rescued. He was rescued around 8:18, and he was flown to the hospital, but just for precautionary measures. Now, we spoke to the family, and the family tells 44 News that he's alive and well, and he could move his legs, which was really the big important part. Now, the fire chief does tell us, too, they had crews that suspended inside the bin to kind of talk the man through it. They had talked him through it the whole time, keeping him calm. They addressed his concerns, how his body was feeling, and just kept him calm through the entire situation. They did end up sawing through the bin itself, and I think that was how they were able to fully rescue him out of there. Now, the amount of crews that responded here, it was taken very seriously. They responded pretty quickly. This was a long process, long operation, but the fire chief tells us over 15 crews did respond, and a big help were those local farmers. Now, those local farmers really did a great job at helping them understand these bins, helping them understand the equipment, and getting them out safely. So thankfully, he is safe and he is well, and those fire crews, everyone just responded really quickly. But that's all we have for right now, and you want to stay with us for the 10 o'clock as we'll have an update in here from the fire chief himself. Live in Henderson County, Aaliyah Malero, 44 News.